Revelation 1155. From the 1st of November 1939. Language. Throughout the ages, the language of man has been the form of expression of his thinking, and man uses it to communicate the result of his thinking to his fellow man. The wise Creator has given them the means to connect people with each other, and at the same time he has given them a possibility to formulate all mental activity through these means, in order to let the fellow human being participate in any spiritual experience. At a certain stage of his development this gift is denied him, but then also the thinking faculty is still undeveloped, and therefore both will have the right value only when they complement each other, that is, when language can express simply and clearly what moves man in his thoughts. That man must use the language for the mutual communication is God's will, because it is to be offered to him by it opportunity to influence the fellow man and to make clear to him the mental activity, and all people are to reach thereby into the blessing of thought activity. In that something can be conveyed to them that their own thoughts have not yet awakened in themselves. Because people's thoughts are again free, they can be good and also bad, and therefore also accordingly have a good or bad effect on the fellow man, if this thought material is conveyed to them through language. And it will therefore be understandable how exactly language is an important factor in earthly existence. How everything what is offered to the people, becomes only understandable to them through language. And how without language, all of life would affect people far more monotonously, and without the linguistic transmission, everyone would live his life only for himself, because there would be no possibility to inform the other people about his own feelings. No expressions would reach the people, and their community would be much endangered, because everyone would be occupied exclusively with his own thoughts, without knowing that each person is capable of thinking differently. This becomes all the more understandable if one considers that man always and constantly works out some thoughts, and that therefore innumerable thoughts would again vanish into nothing, if they did not want to pave the way to the fellow men through language, and would therefore stimulate again to mental activity and give birth to always new thoughts. And therefore language as a gift from God cannot be valued highly enough, because it first of all enables lively spiritual exchange for the spiritual seekers and the reason for the spiritually active person to be able to rise up considerably easier, because regular instruction can be offered to him from all sides in many ways, and again it is only the will of man, to faithfully receive what is imparted to him through language, and thus to reach the height, which would be incomparably more difficult for him without this divine privilege, and would therefore require an exceptionally long time, should man reach the state of maturity of his soul without such possibility of impartation of thoughts. For divine love and wisdom is since eternity only eager to make the ascent of the earthly beings as easy as possible, and therefore gave them the grace to be allowed to use language to make the way to the top easy for each other. Amen.